Is it for a scratch? Is it for a scratch? Is it for a scratch like DJ Jaycee? Is it for a scratch? Is it for a scratch? Is it for a scratch like DJ Jaycee? DJ
What y'all doing? Hey, this the FLiP, man.
Down with the FLiP, man. Make sure you tap in, you know what I'm saying?
So, in the spring of 1990, I became a member of the J Team.
Hey.
With no idea of how to make a true mixtape, right? DJ Smurf, Mr. College Park, Smurf, Kizzy Rock, they mixtapes flying out the store, you know, because they're mixing slow songs with up-tempo beats, or sometimes programming their own beats, because they had an 808 up at the shop, as well as another drum machine called the Alesis HR16 or something like that. Something Alesis. I can't remember the exact model number, but Smurf used to get on that motherfucker and tap out beats, and he would mix slow songs with them. You know, put acapellas. For sure. You know, so we was doing that shit in Decatur, like back in and we had no idea that the shit that we was doing in 90 was gonna turn into, you remember records like Mabu, you know, singing, you know, R&B over fast up-tempo beats. This is what J Team, this is what we were doing.
Essentially, y'all set it up.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I give Smurf and Kizzy, I give them all the necessary credit, again, because the tapes I was making wasn't like their tapes. You know, I was the nigga playing Boogie Down. I was the hip hop head of the J Team, right? So my mixtapes got motherfucking Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and Boogie Down Productions, while they got Kilo and Magic Mike. You know,
for sure.
The Hard Boys. Like just nothing but up tempo, all that yeet shit. You know, like because all the popular dance teams would come to the J Shop to have the DJs make specific routine tapes for them. So, you know, when you see footage of, you know, niggas yeeking, you know, back in like 89,
that's
90,
they part of the choreography, for sure.
The music.
How important was the dance culture, too? I'm so sorry.
Important.
I just wanted to highlight that part, too.
Dancing, not like the shit now. Like niggas danced. Like, and niggas dance for hours. You know, like if you were doing a booty shake set at a party, that booty shake set had to be an hour long.
Wow.
Had to be.
Wow.
Had to be. Like, imagine that shit now. Like you can't.
Niggas be like,
you can't.
Exactly. And we wasn't cutting the records off. We wasn't playing one verse of one song. We playing that bitch until
to the start fading out.
You know, and you know, obviously creatively mixing and shit, but we wasn't cutting songs. Playing 20 and 30 seconds of something. That would get you killed.
You're right.
Be like, what the fuck is this nigga doing?
You're right.
Get that nigga off the set.
For sure.
Whose man's is this?
Exactly. Right? So your booty shake set had to be 45 minutes to an hour. Your reggae had to be 30 to 45 minutes. Your hip hop had to be like, you know, because motherfuckers really party.
Right.
And they say the guys who used to dance used to get all the women.
All the niggas yeeking.
Yeah.
They got
say,
all.
if you can dance,
You
got
had all the girls.
All of them.
So, so I was gonna ask, how long would an average set be back then for you? Like,
when I started doing parties, 4 hours.
4 hours. Okay.
You know, from 10 to 2. Like my very first professional party, University of Georgia, for the AKAs, from 10 to 2 in Memorial Hall.
Wow.
By myself.
That's it.
Right? And you know, I give credit to the AKAs for kicking my DJ career off.
For sure.
You know,
Shout out
on the party tip.
On the party tip.
You know. So after the J team, which it's J team for life.
Right.
But really I made tapes for them from like 90 to about 92.
Okay.
They didn't really sell that much. You know, I tell everybody that, you know, because I don't like to put this air out like, oh man, my tapes was killing them.
Yeah.
Because they weren't. you know, because they again.
You think if you would have did your tapes kind of like up north, like you know what I'm saying? They would.
I would have been good.
Yeah.
Up top.
For sure.
You know, because I'm playing break
for
beats.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know.
For sure.
But down here, you know, my tapes were. You remember that the scene in Minister Society where the nigga puts a song in the tape deck and was like, "Nah, man, we don't want to hear none of that Black Power shit." But you trying to kick knowledge, nigga?
Sharif.
Sharif. Hey man, no, we ain't trying to hear that Black Power shit, nigga.
Yeah. I got you.
You know, that's definitely. Even though my cutting was good and all that shit,
absolutely.
It was just, you know, that shit didn't have no.
Yeah.
You know, niggas wanted that shit that you could thump in your system. They wanted that. They wanted that Magic Mic. They wanted the kilo, like all the shit that rattles your motherfucking speaker, like. And I didn't have none of that shit on my show. You know, so Kizzy and Smurf, they tapes flew out the store.
Sure.
And it's also around this time I met Jelly. You know, Jelly and J Team, they had a little rivalry.
Let's talk about it.
Hey,
A little bit. Let's get in there. And then too, we do got to go back. With the 89 with you and Nabs.
Okay.
The battle you didn't say.
I didn't win. Nabs won.
Okay.
Nabs won.
Okay, yeah.
Nabs he won that thing.
Shout out to Nabs.
The prize was $500.
Yeah.
And a job at the skating rink.
Okay.
Nabs was a student at Morris Brown, and he was in the ROTC. So, you know, he didn't really. The job, no, fuck that shit. I need the money though. Give me that $500.
Yeah.
Right. So shout out to Nabs. I came in third.
Yeah.
You know, and I battled under the name J Money. You know, because I wanted to be like Cash Money.
Yeah, I got you.
For sure.
Right?
I got you.
You know, at this time, you know, Cash Money, he was that guy in Philadelphia just like Jazzy Jeff was.
Wow.
You know, Jazzy Jeff was a battle champion. He won the New Music Seminar. DJ Cash Money was a DMC champion.
Yeah.
You know, and he also came out with an album that some consider a classic, just like the Jazzy Jeff album, the Cash Money and Marvelous. The album was called Where's the Party At? It's essentially a DJ album. You know, Marvelous was the same type of rapper as Fresh Prince, so kind of happy-go-lucky rhymes, da-da-da. But check out my DJ, da-da-da-da, and you get Cash Money.
Yeah.
Funky-ass transformer cuts and all that type shit.
Yeah.
Right? So, but yeah, okay.
Nah, that's fire. That's fire. So,
that's Nabs.
We got Nabs. Now, Jelly. Let's go back to Jelly, because we interested in hearing this.
I met DJ Jelly when he was working at Peppermint Records in West End Mall.
Okay, I remember that.
Right?
Yep.
I used to work at Peppermint too, but I used to work at the one in Greenbrier.
I remember that one too.
In '88, and this is actually when I met CeeLo for the first time. CeeLo was a mall rat. He used to skip school. Greenbrier Mall was the hangout.
Yeah.
You know, like he will tell you to this day he remembers coming to Greenbrier Mall and hearing me playing some mixing, because we wasn't mixing in the store, but I would just bring tapes that I recorded in my room and play them. You know, so I'm mixing BB and CC Winans Heaven with Set It Off. Actually, I made an edit of that, and I put it on. It's on my Bandcamp page right now. Like it's like it's like a 13-minute long edit.
I need
of Heaven mixed with Set It Off. But yeah, this is the type of shit I. You know, I've always had a ear for different things. You know what I mean? So, so I used to work at Peppermint and Greenbrier. I'm in West End Mall, and I'm just kind of hanging out, because at the time West End Mall was kind of a hangout. You know, it's right there by the AU. You know, so it's Spelman, Clark College, not before they called it Clark Atlanta. It was Clark College. Right. So it's Clark girls from Clark College, girls from Morris Brown. You know, see some things walking up. Right. So
you in the mix.
So I go into Peppermint Records because your DJ ear never turns off.
Ever.
Right? So it's always, the minute you hear something, right? And so what was coming out of the speakers was X-Clan. So I just go in there, and I'm thumbing through the records, again, no Serato, so, niggas vinyl. Right? No, niggas wasn't thinking about DJing with computers back then. So, I'm thumbing through records, and Jelly, he's the sales associate. He comes, hey man, you need some help? Like, no, I'm good. What's this? He just starts talking. Hey, yeah, this is X-Clan. And he sounds very knowledgeable. So I'm just like, oh, okay, this is a motherfucker. I can talk to him about records, right? So we just having a random convo. Which within the convo, he reveals he's a DJ. And of course, that's gonna. Hey, I'm a DJ too. Right? He's like, oh, word. So, you just start. Again, it's that DJ shit. You connect. And by the end of the conversation, he was like, yo, man, every Sunday, like I got a crew of people, we come over my crib, and, we just, niggas freestyle, niggas get on the turntables and come through. So this is when he lived directly he lived off of Cascade Road, across from John A. White Park. Okay. Me and my MC, we go over there. I got a crate of Ultimate Breaks. We go over, my man Brian.
For the people that don't know, explain
Ultimate Breaks.
Well, no, explain you and the MC, first of all, going to somewhere.
Okay. At the time, so the name of my group at this time, it was just two of us. It was called Mac and Jaycee. Right? So it's just the two of us. We go in here, and Brian, his last name is McFarland, so that's what Mac. That's where the Mac comes from. So he gets on the mic, and I play some beats, and he's rapping, and kind of like the J-Team situation, where after I finished, when he was finished rapping, Jelly, and it was like, we crew. Right? So the name of our crew was Foul Productions. Now, when you talk to Jelly,
Foul Productions,
you have to talk to Jelly.
So you gonna set that up?
I'm giving you the ultimate alley-oop. Right?
Okay,
right.
Hear that?
This cold word.
That's it.
This is 1991.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Foul Productions. This was back when acronyms were the thing. So it was like FOUL, but each letter meant something. Right. So
can you tell us what it meant?
can cuss. You can cuss.
You know,
it
I
was
was
something
coming.
like Family of United Leaders.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah,
again, Afrocentricity.
For sure.
You know, what
I thought we was
the
going
thing,
somewhere else.
You know,
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
because this was niggas was wearing the African medallions and the
Okay, I got you.
beads and all that.
Power.
I
You know,
got
so
you. I got you.
Arrested Development was
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah,
like, you
yeah,
know
I
what I'm
got you.
saying? Like,
right? So this is the climate that
Yeah.
we was in, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Family of United Leaders. It was a bunch of groups, a bunch of different groups under that umbrella, but we would all hang out.
Mm-hmm.
And in the spring of '92, we opened up a show at Emory University for a Tribe Called Quest.
Yo, that's dope.
Wow.
That's dope. That's history.
Yeah.
That's history.
Like-
Yo, that's huge.
So from under this umbrella, you know, I was in a group.
Mm-hmm.
We changed our name from Mac and JC to the Smooth Stylist. SMOOVE.
Yeah.
Not smooth, but
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth Stylist, because Tribe Called Quest was everything to us, man. You know,
Yeah.
like Bonita Applebum, the smooth
Man.
smooth samples, you know, cuts like Footprints. You know, like I said, I grew up on Donald Byrd, so you know, hearing these loops on the Tribe Called Quest first album, I'm just
That's one of my top.
Ooh.
Like, when people ask, like, what's your top? Tribe is
Hey, man.
definitely because they
you know,
crazy.
They up there.
I don't know what it is. I just like, I love it. Yeah.
So, you know, we Smooth Stylists now. So after we opened for a Tribe Called Quest, my group, Smooth Stylists, we get picked to open for Gangstar. You know, remember the Masquerade?
Yep.
But before it was the Masquerade, it was called Excelsior Mill. You know, again, this is true Atlanta.
Yeah, you dropping all the
Yeah,
joints.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Drop
that,
it, bro.
Yeah.
That's why this conversation couldn't be an hour.
No.
Yeah.
Right,
No.
because-
Yeah.
Understood.
We're gonna have parts.
Yeah,
We're gonna break it.
right,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
So-
this right now we still in what? Part one, maybe
Yeah,
part
yeah,
two.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we still in part
But
one.
so we started opening up for Gangstar, Arrested Development. We opened up for Gangstar at the Warehouse, where you know it was the Phoenix Dance Club. Yeah, when it was the Phoenix. This is summer of '92. This is the Dream Team Olympics year. This is when
okay.
this is when I meet DJ Premier for the first time.
Wow.
So
You know, he's doing sound check. He had just produced Mobb Deep's first single, the song called Peer Pressure.
and this is
And
92.
92,
Shout out to
summer of
92.
92.
Okay.
Gang.
Had the test pressing of it, and that's what he was doing sound check with. He wasn't playing on no Gangstar shit. He was his remixes and stuff. That's what he was
Wow.
using to do sound check, and Peer Pressure was hot off the press at that time.
Man.
So, you know, at the show, I had a DJ solo, and you know, I'm cutting up good times. You know, I'm backspinning. You know, and I'm at this time I'm starting to build up a little face card for myself.
Yeah.
You know, because the Phoenix is the hottest spot at this time. You know, it's where all the college kids are going.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to be.
Yeah. In
You
the
know,
mix.
Lil Jon is DJing there. Yes, that Lil Jon,
Wow.
King of Crunk. But you know, Lil Jon, man, his musical versatility. A lot of people don't talk about it, but I'm here to tell you,
For sure.
Yeah.
Lil Jon was playing everything.
Yeah.
He was playing motherfucking all the regular shit you expected, but then he was also playing shit like Depeche Mode. You know how you know the balls you have to fucking play Depeche Mode at a black spot.
Yeah.
And he was
Atlanta.
playing that shit with no fucks given.
Yeah.
Right? Either if you don't like it, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right? So Lil Jon was DJing at the Phoenix. DJ Dose, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Emperor Cersei. But you know, he wasn't emperor back then. He was just regular DJ Cersei.
Okay.
Right? It's 93 now. Phoenix, they changed names to the Warehouse.
Yeah.
Because there was a murder case, Fred Tokar's.
Yep.
Right? Fred Tokar's murder case. Fred Tokar's was a lawyer that had a bunch of dope boys as clients. And so they would give him money to launder. And he would launder it in the clubs. Phoenix and when the murder because he ended up having his wife killed.
And got caught.
Yeah, got caught. But the feds, they had a trail of where his money was, so they closed the Phoenix down. So so the Phoenix was closed for like 3 or 4 months, and then when it reopened under new ownership, it opened as the Warehouse.
Okay.
And so this is 93. This is when Onyx, Throw Your Guns. You know, shit like the MOP, how about some hardcore, like these are the Warehouse essentially became known as the East Coast club because you know, wasn't Southern hip hop at the time. It was only just a handful of artists, especially you know, that had their music on wax.
Right.
So you know, you were playing 2 Live Crew. You were playing the Ghetto Boys.
Yep.
Arrested Development.
Yep.
You know, because this is before Outkast.
Before I was about to say, this
Pre-organized noise.
Pre-organized.
You know,
I was just about to say,
So, you know, Southern hip hop sets weren't exactly in vogue at this spot. Now, you could go to neighborhood spots in College Park, like Frozen Paradise, or you could go to 559, but before it was 559, it was called Club Fritz. And they used to tape this TV show, Atlanta Jams, there before they moved it to Club Excess. Like again, I'm giving y'all actual
no, this is like history.
So you know, the people who know about this stuff were the people who were really, really outside back then. Right?
What they say outside.
Like say no social media.
No social media.
So you had to be in to know. You had to be in to know.
Right.
Or
so,
outside, for sure.
You know, so 93. I'm starting to do radio. This is a part of my story too. So you know, college and community radio. 88.5, 89.3, 90.5 down at UGA in Athens, and then you know, every now and then WREK. Right. So I'm on 4 different radio stations. This is before I get on V103.
Okay.
I made my first appearance on V103 in the summer of 95.
Okay, I had it wrong. I'm glad we got it.
And so Nabs, so this was the climate back then. Before Hot came here, V103 was pretty much the only commercial station, right? And they used to openly advertise the fact that they didn't play no hip hop until after 6 o'clock.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I'm talking about they used to run actual commercials. Oh, we don't play any of that music for the kids. You know, we're adult contemporary. You know, and they got Anita Baker clips. They got Regina Bell. You know, like all the right? The snooty, right? But then after 6 o'clock, they would open the playlist up a little bit. But even then, it was only really like the top 10. Like you wasn't hearing what you was hearing on a college radio. College radio, we going in on De La, Public Enemy, all that shit. unless it was a true mainstream hit, you weren't hearing that shit on B103.
And the FCC didn't trip on college radio, right? So you could kind of.
FCC didn't trip on community radio.
Oh, okay.
WRFG
Yeah.
had a show called Rough, Rugged, and Raw.
Yeah.
that used to come on from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. It is where we, and I say we because it was on I was on this show. We played UGK, Pocket Full of Stones.
Yeah.
We played, there was a group from Houston called Street Military.
Okay.
You know, they were kind of like 8-Ball. They were before 8-Ball and MJG.
Okay.
So yeah, we were playing Street Military. We were playing UGK. Everything with cursing on it from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Going crazy.
Nothing was off limits.
Nothing was off limits. Yeah.
You know,
That's cool.
So yeah, I had these stations under my belt, and so I started fucking with Nabs. This time, Nabs is DJing for Crisscross. You know, he's Crisscross. They opening stadiums for Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, they performing in front of crowds of 80 and 90,000.
Yeah.
You know, they performing shows in motherfucking Europe and Africa for royalty, for princes and princesses and kings, and like they doing all types of shit. So Nabs was that nigga that as a DJ, you see the moves he's making.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. He's DJing on Arsenio.
Yes.
For a whole week.
Yeah.
This nigga sat in.
Yeah.
For a whole week with fucking Arsenio Hall. He set up where the band is. He got his turntables and he's cutting. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Right. So when me and him started hanging, you know, this is just on one of his off days. I was DJing at the spot downtown called Club Velvet. This is when Camp Low was a brand new group. So I was playing their first single, Coolie High. Nabs came in the booth like, yo, what is that? You know, and because Nabs is who he is, I voluntarily, hey, this is what it is, right? Because normally, you know, this was the days when niggas put labels
their hand,
on,
they put their hands on the records
because we know we not trying to tell. You know, because again, but this is also how you earned your rep
for sure
for playing fly shit.
For sure.
Kept you unique.
You know, and then plus I'm on the radio. I'm getting these records sent to me. I don't have to pay for records now. Like records are
being
showing
sent
up at my door. I mean, I'm talking about FedEx, UPS coming to my door 4-5 times a week.
Wow.
So I always got the newest new.
That's
right.
right.
You know, so the fact that, you know, because I could have easily been snobbish and been like, I can't tell you what it is.
For sure.
Right? But because he's who he is, oh, Coolie High.
Yeah.
So because I was just so cool like that to him, he was like, yo, I want to invite you to do a set on my show on B103. See, before Hot, like before Hot, V didn't play no hip hop. But then Hot comes, and and before they even had personalities, they're playing hip hop music nonstop.
Wow.
24 hours a day. They playing shit you would never hear no fucking Scarface or none of that shit on B103. You wouldn't until before Greg Street came.
Was this summer of 95?
Not summer of 95.
I because we were skate ring kids.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Skate
like
Town.
Yeah.
Golden Glide.
Yeah.
You know, but summer of 95.
So you remember that?
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
what's up.
Yeah, I remember Hot. I remember when Hot first came on.
Yeah,
for sure.
So they 24 hours nonstop hip hop.
Wow.
And so to counter that, V had Nabs on.
Mm-hmm.
They put Nabs on 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
From 10 to midnight. They even took the fucking Quiet Storm off.
That was the thing.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the thing. Quiet Storm.
They took the fucking Quiet Storm off the air.
Was that George Littell?
That was George Littell.
George Littell.
Yep.
What?
They took the Quiet Storm off the air.
They were like, it's go time.
For the Thunderstorm, and that was the name of Nab's show, the Thunderstorm. And so I did a guest set on his show.
Yeah.
The higher ups at the station, the PD, and they liked what I played. And so when Nabs would go out of town to do shows with Crisscross or Escape or the Brat, I would fill in for him.
Yeah.
So the filling in started like fall 95.
Yeah.
And then right when the Summer Olympics came here, maybe about a month before, like June 96.
Yeah.
Hey, would you like to be a mixer in V103?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Well, okay, cool. But, you know, we just want to tell you, we don't pay our mixers. But we have a very large listenership, you know, people, club owners and they do business with us.
Yeah.
They hear you and they like what they hear, they'll book you. And you can get your money that way. So I said, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So June 1996, here I am coming on from midnight to 2.
Yeah.
Right after Nabs. And Nabs was 10 to 12. I would come right after him. I had to bring my turntables from home. You know, he brought his turntables. He would break his shit down so I could set my shit up. You know, in between his last commercial break, he'd go off the air at like 11:54.
Yeah.
So I got from 11:55 to about 11:58 to get my shit hooked up.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
So that when we 12 o'clock, Club V103, you know, and I start off. So I was midnight to 2. I did that for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Then I started hosting my own show. You know, initially I only wanted to host midnight to 2.
Yeah.
Because they had like such a revolving door of people hosting that, you know, musically people knew what to expect, but you know the hosts weren't really given the right energy I needed. You know, there was one host in particular, this guy called Little Buddy. He was kind of right.
Yeah.
and it would come across in the air.
Yeah.
Right? He'd be hyped when I'm playing Booty Shake. Woo, yeah, this is Split Pack. But then, you know, when I'm playing the Roots and Wu-Tang, he'd be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Wake up, nigga.
Yeah. You know, so I went to my PD. I was like, yo, Tony, man, like, I can't do it, man. Like, please, can you get me another host?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm not known for talking on the radio at this point. You know, normally all niggas is hearing out of me is at the end of the show, yo, Jaycee, you got any shout outs? Sometimes I'd be like, nope. You know, I'll be like Russell Simmons, Def Comedy Jam. Thank you. Good night.
Is it?
Right? I would either be like, nope, I ain't got no shout outs, or what up, Decatur, or College Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
See y'all.
Yeah.
Right? So when I said I would host my own show, it was like niggas looked at me like, yeah, okay, all right, go ahead. See, you know, go in the production room and put an air check tape together.
Yeah.
You know, thinking that I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I buckled down, I read liners, and I put a mix together like I was actually running the board, like I witnessed Nabs do.
Yeah.
Nabs was a one-man.
One-man
Like
band.
he mixed live. He ran the he ran the board. He would answer motherfucking like I watched him do all that shit by himself.
Damn.
He may have a couple of stragglers, you know, doing odds and ends here and there, but for the most part, he did everything himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, that's my example. I went and I knocked out an air check tape, thinking that maybe, you know, if they liked it, they would let me just host from midnight to 2. But he ended up liking my air check so much. When Nabs left V to go to Hot,
Yeah.
they put me on at 10 o'clock now.
Prime
So
time.
I'm right after Greg Street now.
Prime
Friday
time.
nights. from 10 to 12, and I can play whatever I want. You know, I had that freedom because the PD, they trusted me. They knew I knew how to play hits as well as introduce new shit.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, I'd be off air at midnight. I could go out and rock at a club.
Yeah.
Clubs didn't close till 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a good time.
Yeah.
And then the Luda era begins.
Yeah. So let's get into that a little bit.
Okay.
'Cause we got that in those two. But talk about how that started, the whole Luda story with you and Luda.
Okay. I met Chris when he was just an intern for Shaka Zulu. When Hot used to be on Old National. I used to live off Old National. I used to live in the Thornton Woods subdivision. Not that far from Holyfield's house.
Okay.
And from or it's now Rick Ross's house.
sure.
But across the street from that house was another subdivision. Jermaine Dupri lived in that subdivision.
Okay.
Right? This is all key for info that I'm gonna give. So I knew Shaka since like 92, 93. Shaka used to work at WRFG. He was the host of a show called the Panther Power Hour. It's like his family, Black Panthers. He's actually related to Tupac.
Wow.
No bullshit.
Wow.
His brother, Jeff Dixon, he's related to Grand Puba too, right? Jeff and Grand Puba, his real name is Maxwell. They're brothers.
Okay.
You know, Shaka, you know, they all got the same dad. So, Shaka used to host the Panther Power Hour. When he started working at Hot, he was the music director there. So Chris was his intern. Chris was still a student at Georgia State, which was where 88.5 was.
Okay.
And that, you know, they had the hip hop shows that everybody would listen to on the weekends. Saturday nights from 8 to 10, there was a mix show called The Bomb. From 10 to 11, it was an all booty shake mix show called The 10 O'Clock Drop. And then on Sunday nights, it was a show called Rhythm and Vibes from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. Right? And these were shows that I would mix on. So when I met Chris literally told me, you know, Shaka introduced us. Chris told me, man, I heard you on 88.5, man. You did this mix with the TV thing with the Green Acres, like where I mixed the theme of Green Acres over Slick Rick's Mona Lisa beat.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, again, you know, just. You know, but the fact that he quoted that specific mix let me know, like, okay, all right, he fucked with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
So he goes from being an intern to he starts doing these random rap promos for the station. Timbaland, the producer, heard one of them. This is how the song Fat Rabbit comes into play.
Fat Rabbit.
Right, so Chris was doing he was doing custom intros for all the DJs on Hot. So he did an intro for Ryan Cameron and whoever else was on the air. They all had custom intros to this nigga rapping his ass off over these different beats.
I remember the rhyme for sure in the morning, right? There was rhymes in the morning.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Ryan.
So you know, he's getting notoriety. You know, he's Chris Lover now.
Yeah.
Right? It's him and Poon Daddy, you know, and we kind of started traveling, kind of hanging in some of the same circles, because some of the clubs I would DJ in, he would collect a check from, you know, him and Poon, they would come in and host, you know, for about an hour or so. So we just kind of started running into each other a lot. Then, you know, I was DJing with Nabs at Kaya on Sunday. You know, again, Nabs was working at Hot. I'm at V103. Rival stations. We shouldn't be hanging out at all, right?
Yeah.
You know, but every Sunday
Y'all there.
I'm at Kaya,
That's fire.
right? So it wasn't no problem, you know, because PD, they knew that Nabs helped me. You know, Nabs helped me get my foot in the door.
Right.
So they understood that relationship,
They had to respect
and they didn't hate on it. So, you know, I'm seeing Chris at Kaya, you know, he's hanging out. So he's seeing me rock parties, you know, and I stress this because it's a lot of people that think that all I do is beat juggle and, you know, they don't know that I really have motherfucking experience rocking parties. You know, I know how important song selection is. I know how to, you know what I mean? So Chris would see me rocking different clubs. And so when he started putting his own music out, this was spring of 2000, when What's Your Fantasy came out independently. You know, like, so, you know, you hear the stories of him saying, you know, I sold my single out the trunk of my car, Disturbing the Peace, it was independent.
Yep.
You know, so if you got
because he did like a re-release of well at the time of course we didn't know how that worked, but it was like damn, it came out again, like you know what I'm saying, like for sure.
Yeah, so he put it out independently. The album was called Incognito. Then when he got signed to Def Jam, all they did was put the Incognito album back out. But they changed the title. They called it Back for the First Time, and they put two new songs on it.
Okay.
One they put a song with Pastor Troy, and then he had this song called "Game Got Switched" that was produced by Organized Noise.
Okay.
Right. So these were the bonus cuts that they added to the Def Jam album. Right. And so it's around this time where he came up to me and was like, "Hey man, I got some shows coming up. I want you to rock with me." I was like, okay. So, you know, I did my first show with him in Cleveland in September of 2000, not knowing that the next 11 years, you know, I thought it was only going to be for maybe like a year or two.
Yeah.
You know, we did the album release party at Earwax.
Yeah.
For sure.
He comes to me, he's like, "Hey man, what do you think my second single should be?" I said Southern Hospitality, because this is Neptunes, but it don't sound like any other previous Neptune shit that we know them for. Right? You know, like if you really think about it, the Neptune stuff that was really popping from like 97 till about 99.
Yeah.
They all kind of sounded the same way. Right? But this was different, and, you know, which allowed his voice to, you know, so I was just like, try that as the second single.
Wow.
They put that single out, man. We started doing, because most of our shows that we were doing were just initially just around the South.
Right.
That they released that shit. We started doing Howard Homecomings. We started doing shows in Philly. We started New York, Boston.
Yeah.
Seattle.
You really doing some A&R work. You
sound selected.
That's that's the part people don't understand the importance of that like part, and DJs they take that for granted.
For sure. I mean, because you know, that was my high school years in Luda. Luda, like you said, Luda had a run, a superstar run. And just like you said, you was behind it.
You was behind
it. Well, if you won't say it, I will. You know what I'm saying?
I certainly contributed.
For sure.
You know,
exactly.
You know, so we start doing shows in different parts of the country. Then we go on tour with Outkast.
Wow.
So
what was that like?
My very first national tour, we're opening up for Outkast. You know, they got the Stank On Your album going crazy everywhere. Fucking Bombs Over Baghdad, So Fresh, So Clean. And then plus their previous 3 albums. You know, so they, you know, we got like 25 minutes on stage.
Yeah.
You know, but we're performing in venues we ain't never fucking performed.
Yeah.
You know, we used to perform in nightclubs.
Yeah.
You know, again, our set was only 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know, we would always close with "What's Your Fantasy" at the time, right? Because that was his hit, right?
Yeah.
So we were openers, and man, I'm talking about that being on a tour bus.
Yeah.
Just traveling the whole motherfucking country, man. Like it was nothing like I had ever fucking experienced before, man. Like I'm traveling to cities that, I mean, yeah, I've heard of these cities, but you know, I'm not thinking that I'm gonna be Portland, Seattle, you know, Providence, Rhode Island, Vermont, you know, LA, Frisco, you know, all the cities in Cali, like all of them, San Diego, LA, you know, Berkeley, you know, San Jose, Sacramento, like
Oakland,
all of them, the entire Bay Area, Vallejo, all of them motherfuckers.
Yes, tour life.
Vegas, you know, Reno and Las Vegas, fucking Albuquerque, Salt Lake City, like,
bruh.
If you would have told me I would have been going to fucking Utah,
right?
What? Ain't no niggas in Utah,
right?
But it's some paying fans.
So,
they like hip hop in Utah. Hell yeah! They
tell
like
me
it.
this, like, because I know you got some crazy stories.
Oh yeah.
I know you got some crazy. What's something that you could give us that you like?
I mean,
I could
ask
give
me. You know,
We got one in particular.
I think Precise was telling about one time you had a show somewhere and I think you might have got jammed up.
Yeah.
On the way to the show or something like that, and they was calling you and I think you might have been locked up.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't locked up.
Okay.
Here was the deal. So this is the Chicken and Beer tour.
Okay.
You know, now by this time, I got like 3 or 4 national tours under my belt.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of know how shit goes now.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, I was very social. You know, with the ladies, right? And you know, that whole inviting the women to your room. Right. See, so when I was a new jack, you know, I didn't know, you know, that women would stay in your room based on what kind of alcohol or, you know, if you had weed and all that, because I didn't have none of that shit at first. So girls would come to my room at first and be like, it's kind of dead. You ain't got nothing to smoke? Oh, yeah. So now
I need something to smoke before I do this.
So listen, the motherfucking Chicken and Beer tour, nigga.
Yeah.
After night 2, we're up in North Dakota.
It would be there.
Because it started on the West Coast. The tour started in Portland, then we Seattle, and up that way. So we was North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming. Before getting back to Colorado, Minnesota, Midwest, East, down over. You know that because that's how this tour was kind of routed. So after the first couple of shows, I had some money in my pocket. And I'm like, okay, we got about 40-something shows left. Okay, I'm going to make sure when I invite motherfuckers to my room.
You got it.
It ain't no reason for a motherfucker
some
to
hospitality
leave.
in there.
So listen, it was a shopping plaza that was connected to this hotel that we were staying at, and it had a liquor store in it.
Oh Lord!
So this was when the Smirnoff
Okay.
The different flavors of Smirnoff was up. So I bought all them motherfuckers. Raspberry. It was like 4 different variations of Smirnoff vodka.
Jesus.
Hennessy.
That's one of the reasons I don't drink now.
My shit was Grand Marnier.
Okay.
Right?
Player shit.
Then, you know, I didn't smoke, but chicks smoke.
For sure.
All right, let me just go on and get a whole box of Swishers. So, you know, when y'all come, okay, roll up.
Yeah.
So, you know, after doing this for multiple cities, we get to Denver.
Jesus.
Where, you know, I got a connect whose brother sells weed. So I've never bought weed before.
Right.
So, you know, I just blindly say, hey, man, how much will $500 get me? You know, because at this point, you see, I'm doing parties after some of these shows.
For sure. You're resourceful. What a DJ, we are resourceful.
Yeah.
We're resourceful for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So this money is burning a hole in my pocket.
I got
Right. You gotta do something with it.
You know,
500 back then. That's
so-
a little
so
money.
decent.
So I hit my man Francois. I was like, yo, you know, 500. Just
Shout out to Francois.
right. So his brother comes with this big ass Ziploc bag. This big filled with weed. I was like,
In Denver, right?
in Denver, Colorado.
This before the
This is before.
Yeah,
Right?
For sure.
Oh, okay.
So, because money was burning a hole in my pocket, and plus we really only had maybe like a week and a half left in the tour, what I started doing was, to certain cities, I would fly. Get on Southwest Airlines, find a little $50 flight.
Yeah.
So, you know, Denver, then there was Albuquerque, and then there was Phoenix.
Yep.
Keep right. So in Denver, you know, they were saying, hey, lobby call, everybody be on the bus by 3 a.m., you know, because it's a 9-hour drive from Denver to Albuquerque. I was like, nah, fuck that, nigga, I'm flying.
Yeah.
So the weed that I had, I put it in my suitcase.
Damn.
And I put it on the bus from Denver, right? So it gets to Albuquerque.
Okay.
No problem, right? We do this show at the Sunshine Theater in Albuquerque. I'm talking about the entire city knew where the fuck we were staying. Because, you know, this was, you know, I'm opening the show. So in between, like when you first walk in the venue, you hear me DJing. Then there's Nocturnal performing. I DJ after that. Then David Banner performs. I DJ some more. Then Chingy performs. I DJ some more.
Yeah.
And then Luda performs. So you catching me. And the crazy part is I saved all my turntablist shit for the Luda show.
Yeah.
So what everybody is hearing is just my song selection.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I got you.
So after party, we invite, you know, because of course I'm on the mic. Yeah, we at you know. I'm on the same floor as Chingy. You know, now at this time Chingy was
Chingy.
Popping.
Right.
right.
Chingy.
He was definitely
Chingy.
Chingy was definitely a female favorite.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right there.
all the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, my room.
Selection.
Hey, whatever you want, nigga. Hey, Smirnoff, what you drinking? Hey,
Flavor.
I got
Flavor.
I got it.
right,
For sure.
right. So, you know, we in my room. Somebody out in the hall, because it was girls camp just hanging out in the hallway, just waiting for. Again, Chingy was.
Yeah.
He was knocking them down, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, we
Chingy
worked-
Chamberlain.
We
I was about to say, don't put it all on
hey, man.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But somebody was like, the police coming. So everybody started scrambling. So I got this big ass bag of weed on the table. I put the shit in my suitcase, in my shoe.
Yeah.
And keep that in mind now.
Yeah.
Right? So after everything, calms down. You know, the young lady I was kicking it with, you know, she dipped. I missed lobby call.
Oh, okay.
Because I would have put the suitcase on the bus. I missed lobby call because I'm fucking around, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing where it's going now.
Yeah.
So I got my flight on Southwest books. The next city is Phoenix.
Oh, Lord.
And I got an after party to do after the Phoenix show.
Yeah.
Right? I done totally forgot that I got weed in my shoe. Right? So, you know, I go to the airport. You know, this was when everybody was wearing crisp white tees. You know, the tall tees.
Yeah.
Right? Had my DTP chain. That shit was glistening.
Yeah.
Like, bling. Right? I had my fucking earring. Like,
For sure.
It was that.
You was in the time, bro. You was in the time. You was up the time.
Yeah, that's it.
You was up the
This
time.
prime time.
Yeah.
right? So I check my luggage. It go, you know. I get some ice cream, and I'm standing in line. You waiting to board the plane, right? And this is older white lady, you know, who is in front of me. She looks at my chain. She's like, "Oh my God!" She's like, "That is beautiful. Can I look at your chain?" You know, so you know. Old 70-year-old white woman. She was examining my necklace. I was like, "Oh my God, the diamonds are wow." You know, we just having random combo, and I hear my name come over on the loudspeaker, Jason Reed, da 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 da, and I say, "Okay, excuse me, you know, let me go see what they want." Right, so I go to the counter, and then lady, she just kind of looks at me, right, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I called your name by accident."
Okay.
Right, so I'm like, okay, well, mistake. Okay, no problem. So I go back in the line, and I resume the conversation. About 3 minutes later, the cops come from both sides. I see just out my peripheral, I see cops coming this way, and then I just happen to look, and I see cops coming from this way. Now, we at the front of the line. They come directly to me. I got motherfucking ice cream cone in my hand. And they're like, "Hey, man, put your ice cream down." And I'm like, "What's the problem? What's going on?" They're like, "Just come with us."
Oh no!
You know, so I got a couple last little licks of my ice cream. You know, so we go down. You know, where you board the plane. You know, we go down a little.
Yeah.
But then, you know how like you can look out the window and you can see the people loading the luggage and shit.
Yeah.
I looked down. It was a police car.
Oh man!
So I'm like, can y'all tell me like what's going on? Oh, we'll tell you shortly, right? And you know, like the attitude of these cops, man, they just weren't nigga friendly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This wasn't in Arizona yet, right?
No, we're still in Albuquerque.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So they put me in a fucking police car.
Yeah.
They take me to another set of buildings that's maybe like 1,000 feet away. And I guess this is where, you know, when people get arrested at the airport, I guess this is where they bring you, you know, holding cells. So guys talking shit to me the entire way to the building. We pull up. He, you know, kind of forcefully kind of pulls me out the car. So I'm just kind of like, yo, man, like, tell me what the fuck is going on.
Right.
So he pushes this button on the door. And here's where I say, thank God for Ludacris fans. Because the person who opened the door was at the fucking show. He was security. You know how when you go to them shows, you be seeing niggas in the yellow shirts that say security.
Yeah.
You know, they always have their back turned toward the stage because it's their job to look at
watch.
the crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So the motherfucker who opened the door, he looks at me and he was like, "JC, are you okay?" And so now the cop who had been talking shit to me, he was like, "You know this guy?" And the dude, he was like, "Yeah, that's Ludacris' DJ, man. They did a show at the Sunshine Theater last night." And, you know, so he kind of suddenly realized he had to talk to me a little different now.
Yeah.
Right? But he still put me in the holding cell. And at this point, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So I'm in the room for maybe like 15 minutes. And then I see my suitcase. Right? They bring my suitcase in. And, you know, say, hey, you know, I just want to ask you some questions. You know, is this your suitcase? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because again, I don't have no idea what the fuck is going on, but I know I need to get my ass on this plane to Phoenix.
Yeah. We got
right. So hurry up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know they open it. Are these your clothes?
Yeah.
And so he start pulling everything out. So then when he gets my shoe, it hits me on the inside. I'm like, oh God, I got weed.
Yeah.
What the fuck is about to happen? So he pulls the marijuana. Again, it's this bag.
Yeah.
$500
They
worth.
took you through that whole thing. Right.
So, hey, that's a lot of weed back then.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, they pulled everything out my suitcase. Man. So,
Right.
You know, so he was like, is this your marijuana? I said, yes. So so his angle became, was I selling it or was it recreational?
Okay.
And I'm like, look, man, we had a whole bunch of people hanging out in our hotel room. Do you understand? Ludacris is a big ass fucking star.
Yeah.
People want to hang with us. People want to smoke with us. They want to drink with us. Yeah.
Salute to you, because you telling the truth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I gave it to him just like that, and he was like, okay, well, I'm going to write you a ticket. No, not the ticket ended up coming to bite me in the ass. But check this out. So I'm gonna write you a ticket.
Yeah.
And you know, we get tickets. We don't really read the fine print.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? We just kind of look at it to see. Oh, that's the court date. Okay, cool. And you don't really look at it. So that's what I did.
Right.
So when they let me go, it wasn't no more flights to Phoenix on Southwest. Wasn't no flights to Phoenix on Delta. Wasn't no flights to Phoenix on damn near every motherfucking airline that went through Albuquerque's airport except Frontier. But I had to wait to catch that motherfucker because it didn't leave until 6:30.
In the morning?
No, in the evening.
Oh, okay.
Right? But it's only a 45-minute flight to Phoenix. I could land, have somebody pick me up, and they could take me straight to the venue.
Sure.
Oh, so you in that time,
because remember now, I'm responsible for playing the music in between. So I gotta
you gotta be there.
I have to be
doors, you gotta be there. Yeah.
I board the plane. The plane is delayed.
For sure.
So
come on, Frontier.
I didn't leave Albuquerque till almost 8 o'clock.
Dang.
I got to Phoenix at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Had somebody pick me up. I made it to the venue just as Chingy was doing Right There, which was his last song.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing, and then Luda, right?
Yeah. What Luda say to you?
He didn't even know. Like, so what the thing was, I called my road manager.
Yeah.
I said, yo, Brandon, I said, I got held up, you know, like, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there.
Right.
You know, just don't say shit, you know, because as soon as I land, I'm coming straight to you and, you know, just.
Yeah.
And thank God it worked out like that.
For sure.
Yeah,
you know, because like I said, Chingy was on his last song. I showed up on the stage. You know, my guy, Goose, had my crates set up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I stepped on the stage like it was nothing.
Yeah. I was about to say, what was that
you know,
set
I did that last crowd participation set before Luda.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm playing T.I., you know, Rubber Band, like all the records that were popular like spring 2004. Like I had them, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know you wanted to talk about the T.I. Luda rivalry
we
too.
could get into that. Yeah.
But so, yeah, that's the night.
For sure.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So you made, and then at least you made it through it. But yeah. So talk a little bit about T.I. and Luda's bumping, because I remember me listening. I think this might have been the LimeWire era for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. He had a record with was it Roscoe? Rocco.
Yeah.
You just do me.
But before that.
Before it goes before
that.
Yeah,
they were
Okay,
bubbling.
so
I think the music was the last. The music was the head, right? But it was already like underlying elements that was.
Okay, so then I'm that's when I started hearing it.
And so that shit really started. Luda wasn't even the person T.I. didn't like at first. It was really I-20.
Okay.
Right? And this stems back from when Chris was still Chris Lubba Lubba on the radio.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how far it goes back.
Yeah.
Like it was like some battle at a radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And 20 said something about T.I.
Mm-hmm.
And right. So nobody really, I mean, not to disrespect I-20, but more people know Luda than they do him.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right? So, shots, indirect shots just kind of started going back and forth. Like, you pay attention to T.I.'s Be Easy video.
Okay.
Go back and watch that video. There's a scene where there's somebody laying in the street with braids.
Mm-hmm.
Chris had trademark braids
at the time.
During the 2001, 2002, 2003, right? So you look at the scene, you pay attention to T.I.'s lyrics, like he's clearly sending shots.
For sure.
Right, but he's not saying Luda's name. But Luda, he's smart enough to pick up on it.
Yeah.
So they just kind of, shots with no name. But then something happened in Montgomery between T.I. and Lil Fate at a Chingy show, because I was DJing for Chingy at this particular show. T.I. and Fate, they got into a little tiff verbal. Again, this is one of those just niggas barking at each other. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. But niggas is just bitch ass nigga, whole ass nigga, right?
One of them.
T.I. goes on Rap City. This is where he does the freestyle in the basement.
Okay.
Where he says, "You keep on running your teeth, I'm gonna disturb your peace."
Yeah. Yeah.
Off the.
This
Which beat was it off of?
Damn, Youngbloods.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yep.
I remember it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that one though. It's crazy.
You keep running your teeth, I'm gonna disturb your peace.
Yeah.
So this was right when trap music came out.
Okay.
So this is how we timestamp.
Yeah.
T.I. had a brand new album to promote. It was trap music.
Yeah.
Gosh.
At this time, Luda, he was hot here.
Yeah.
He had some records that niggas played in the club. I mean, Move.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yep.
But he didn't really have the streets per se.
Yeah.
For sure.
Whereas that was T.I.'s angle. If you go back to I'm Serious, he had the Dope Boys in the trap. So he's specifically targeting hood.
Yeah.
Whereas Chris is kind of on the outskirts. Like, people in the hood fuck with him because he's a star.
Yeah.
But his music don't really connect to hood niggas like T.I. shit does.
Yeah.
Right? So the album comes out. There's an album release party at Vision.
The old Vision.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be Kaya.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
For sure.
T.I.'s album release party at Vision. When I tell you, niggas immediately stopped spinning Ludacris records. Cause that's just really what it was like. Crunk was the shit now. Like if it was hood, it was either like real street shit or real crunk shit. Mm-hmm. Luda was kind of in the middle. Mm-hmm. You know, he was super because of his superstar status. You know, he was in a couple movies by this point. Mm-hmm. So you know, he was kind of above that, but the people felt Tip's music more. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it seemed like people just stopped playing Luda shit. The rivalry there was a point where we had to wear bulletproof vests.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know
Dead
it
ass.
got that deep.
Dead ass. Like,
wow.
I remember coming home and I was living in Marietta at the time. Yeah. And my girlfriend at the time was this girl from Clark, Atlanta, but she was from Oakland. Uh-huh. And, you know, I remember coming home and I had a bulletproof vest. She's like, nigga, the fuck you doing with a bulletproof vest on? You, it's not you. You know, because that's not me. Yeah. And I ain't never had to be in those situations.
Yeah.
For sure.
Where I had to pack.
Yeah.
You know, or let alone wear a fucking bulletproof vest. But the climate in the streets had reached a point where Luda security at that time advised everybody in DTP to wear bulletproof vests. So for about a year, nonstop, like every time I would go to that fucking airport, I had a fucking bulletproof vest under my Mitchell & Ness jersey. You know, so if you ever see any pictures and I might look like I'm brolic a little bit, you know, it's because I had a motherfucking bulletproof vest.
That's crazy.
You know, under my tall tee and a jersey.
I did not know it got that deep.
Yeah. And you know, in 2007, Tip and Shaka actually got into a fight
at the BET Awards, right?
Out in LA. Yeah,
I remember that one.
Yeah.
And he came back and apologized for that one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, it was a whole bunch of other stuff that led up to that.
For sure.
Too, but, you know,
For sure.
Yeah.
But it was a thing. You know, I do have experience with wearing bulletproof vests.
Is that not crazy to you, Jay? Like hip hop is one of the only genres where, like, you kind of do something you love, but the shit can just really go left.
And when it goes left, it's beyond your control. It can definitely go left for shit that you don't have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck I gotta wear a goddamn bulletproof vest? Y'all the niggas going back and forth.
Right.
You know, but because I'm
associated.
For sure. No, you get to by association, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it works. But it's just crazy, like, you know, you don't really look at, and it might be, but like for the most part, like hip hop, like you just have people, like you said, man, we love music, we love doing whatever, but like we might start, you know what I'm saying, DJing for an artist that's going back and forth with this artist. Like I said, not everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now we packing, we wearing bulletproof vests, and it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how, you know what I'm saying? How did we get here?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. I did not know the beef got
because
that deep.
Lazy had a situation where an artist tried to run down on him for playing a song that he thought he shouldn't have been playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy because I'm like, I'm literally playing this show. You know what I mean? It's crowd is lit. We going crazy, and me and one of my brothers, shout out to Tokyo Trends, we doing a back-to-back situation. Okay. And so he drops this record. Well, I won't name the artist right now because, you know what I'm saying, they boom, boom, boom. We still tied in some stuff with them. Yeah. But the artist that dissed him is mainstream. Okay. I can say the artist that Drake dissed him. And so
I got a Drake story for y'all.
Shoot. Yeah. So look, we're gonna have to get into it. But so the artist that this like Drake, and so we had just played this Finito record, Chief Keef record, where we like bouncing like, and so it's like 2,000 strong. Crowd, the roof is through the building, like I'm talking about they like jumping, raging, boom. After it though, we go into some eclectic about the joint we play. It's a flip. It's not even a real record. It's like a flip of the record. Like you know what I'm saying? It's got Usher, Superstar behind it, but the crowd they losing it. They going like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, it's artists come up. Who played this? Who played this? Like who played this? Like literally I'm mid transition. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like thrown out because I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what is, and so Trends, he had moved for a second because, you know, we doing back-to-back situation. He moved and he saw him, he was like, yo, what do you mean? Like, boom, 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 like, it ain't like, and so he's like pressing us, like, who played, like trying to literally, we in the middle of trying to work.
Yeah. Like
pressing us hard, and so it just crazy. It threw me off because that was the first time I've been pressed like that, and I was like, literally after the fact, you know, I kind of felt like he got the best of me, so I'm in go mode because I had to do another set after that, and all my stuff was music. It was crazy. I was like, Nuck if you bug. You know that Kendrick record, the I drop it, they singing that word for word. It's making me madder because I'm like, oh shoot, this is I was like, I gotta get this out, so I'm gonna do it through the music. Right. But yeah, man, like in that situation, like I was just like, yo, like, have you ever been pressed like on some like, yo, don't play this, or on some crazy story? And
or that'll be segue into we talk about council and playing like council artists and stuff. Is it like, you know, you gotta don't play this or you can't play this, da 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 da?
On some personal don't play shit, I kind of stay away from R. Kelly right now. Or I mean shit, really for the past 4 years. You know, like I haven't touched any R. Kelly.
Let me say this, Jay. Like, is it a difference from when you first started like DJing professionally until now, like playing artists that, hey, don't play that because this person is supposed to be doing this?
See, there wasn't really that much of that going on. Like when I kind of first started, I mean, you know, you definitely heard the R. Kelly. There were definitely rumblings, you know, that R. Kelly was into certain shit, but it wasn't deafening. It was you were really only hearing it from maybe a couple people. So because at that time R. Kelly was beloved, Aaliyah was still alive, they were a couple, you know, like you see there's YouTube videos of them on BET where they're wearing matching Mickey Mouse outfits and shit, right? So because they had hit records, it's crazy. Hit records will make you overlook certain shit.
For sure.
Right? Because they was damn sure on BET matching Mickey Mouse shit. You know, and then shortly after that, that's when the Vibe magazine article, the Vibe magazine with them on the cover, where I think R. Kelly was on the cover or something, where they talked about what the main subject was, the fact that we had found out that they were actually married. Right? And it was at that point, and I remember that was like 95. That was like 95 going into 96 when I was like, oh shit, this is what? But even then, R. Kelly was still the darling of radio because he had fucking I Believe I Can Fly. You know, that was considered like a truly uplifting, inspirational song.
It's on Space Jams and everything. Like,
Mike, keep the mic close.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, so he got I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah,
you know, every radio station in the world is playing this song.
Yeah,
the video is all over BET, MTV, VH1, right? Yeah, you know. So again, hit records make people just have amnesia, and they just kind of just let it go.
Yeah.
You know, nobody really talks about Jay-Z dating Aaliyah before Dame Dash dated her. Like people kind of breeze over that.
Yeah. The Foxy Brown rumors.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that people breeze over.
And I say Jay, like I said, I born 84. So it was just like at these times, I kind of felt like they didn't really advertise the age of artists too. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? You kind of had to dive in and, you know, so you really had to be in to know how old a person was. You know what I'm saying? Because, like Big and them was young, but to us, they was old.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though they were about 10 years older, 10, 12 years older than what we was. But to me, like, they was adults.
Yeah.
And they was kids, too. 18 and 19. So, like, we kind of like you said, like, from a kid, almost teen standpoint, then it was a pass given. Yeah. Like, you know
yeah, they breeze over certain things.
Sheesh.
I remember when the story broke, the R. Kelly, the tape. DTP, we were at the BET studios. This was right when the Best of Both Worlds album, the first one, had come out. But everybody at the BET studios was talking about this fucking R. Kelly tape where he pissed on people. And to this day, I personally haven't seen the tape, but I've seen like still pictures of it where you know the person that they were saying looks like R. Kelly, but it's not him. It's clearly him. You know, but you know, I see the pictures. You know, he's clearly looking in the camera. Like it's just like
for sure.
How the fuck can you say that this is not him, right?
But for sure. Diabolical, man.
But yeah, this is all everybody was talking about. And you know, because R. Kelly has so much good music. Yeah. You know, cause hey man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Motherfucking 12 play.
Players
TP2.
Yeah.
The Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
And them is fucking damn near flawless pieces of work.
Yeah. Song for song.
You know, so that shit kind of damn.
It hurt.
Yeah.
It was something else I was gonna say. Related to R. Kelly. Oh, okay. So the person that made the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, Dream Hampton.
Yeah.
She's from Detroit. We used to work at Rio Mall. Again, true Atlanta. There used to be an outdoor shopping mall on the corner of Piedmont and North Avenue called Rio Mall. It's what's there now is the Walgreens that T.I. got arrested at.
Okay.
When the BET Hip Hop Award, that was what, 2007?
Yep.
When they pulled in the Walgreens parking lot and with the guns. Yes. But at that spot, there used to be a shopping mall.
Wow.
Okay.
I used to work at Athlete's Foot. Dream Hampton worked at this hat spot called Hattateria. I stood her up.
Oh man.
Right? I had somebody was supposed to give me tickets to Budweiser Superfest. and the ticket plug fell through at the last minute, and I wasn't savvy enough to communicate it correctly.
Yeah.
Hey, so the tickets fell through, so I just ghosted her.
Yeah.
Dang.
And so, like, when Twitter first came out, like, when I first got on Twitter, I saw that she was on there. I tried hitting her, and I was like, hey, man, you know, I just want to apologize, da-da-da-da-da. She blocked me.
Is this the public apology?
No.
Oh, you already
well, of course you.
No, I mean, you know, I'm over it now. You know, that was like 2009.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, so,
Yeah.
You know, fun fact that
That's
nobody
crazy,
asked for.
man.
You know, I just
That's
wanted to-
crazy.
But yeah, that documentary, that just kind of sealed the deal on me.
It did.
Same.
It did.
And then I got like people that was on there, they involved. I know them, some of them that was on there, so I don't want to shout them out for that.
No,
but
no,
but
shout
when I seen them, I literally called one of them like auntie, and she was on there, and I was like, oh, remember? So when we was watching, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I see the producers, they trying to flag us down.
Right.
Look, this is what we got to do, OG. Real quick.
Can we do the Drake story?
We got to do the Drake story. We got to get the Drake story. And then if you cool with it, because if you cool with it, how you feel about coming back and we do some more?
Come on, yeah.
You with it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Because I'm going to break this up in parts anyway.
Okay.
But this going to be special. Like, we come back and do it. Because this dude, you got so much information, so much knowledge that people can hear from these stories and be like, look, I'm just thankful that we got an opportunity to be a part of this. Because this is you telling stories where I'm like, I'm not stopping it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, look, I'm not stopping it. But yeah, we get this Drake story, and then we'll close out, and then what we'll do is we'll reconvene too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Drake story, is kind of layered.
Yeah.
Right, and you know it stretches back. You know, there was a point where we were going to Toronto pretty regularly.
Ah, okay.
Right?
Think Blue might know something.
Well, no, go. I got an idea. Go ahead.
Well, your
for sure.
idea.
For sure.
You're probably accurate.
Yeah.
But let's just say, you know, we used to go to Toronto a lot. And there was a point where Chris was in Toronto for an extended period of time because they were filming a movie up there.
Mm-hmm.
So one day Chris calls me and want me to connect him, you know, with some folks that I knew.
Yeah.
Female.
Yeah.
Right? So one girl in particular. She was known for being the party girl. Meaning she knew all the baddies in Toronto. All of them. Got them all on speed dial. You know, Melissa Ford, all the right?
Yeah.
You know, so whatever athlete is coming to town, her squad, they throw a party.
Yeah.
Athletes, they come.
Yeah.
Right. So this particular girl, she's known for connecting the dots to whoever wants to be connected in a particular kind of way, if you catch my drift.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
So I connect her and Chris. This was like 2008, because this is when he did the Gangsta Grills mixtape with DJ Drama.
Okay.
That was a crazy take too.
So, you know, whoever Chris got with also used to deal with Drake.
Oh Lord.
At some point. So if you pay attention to Drake's lyrics, you know, because you know Drake, he's one of them niggas who will rap about Yeah, I remember when the chicks used to diss me back in the day, da 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 da. You know, because he has specific lyrics talking about. Yeah, you know, and I remember you used to make me listen to Ludacris.
I'm trying to think what album that was. Yeah.
Right.
You know the album.
Yeah.
What is that? Not so far gone.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same.
Yeah, okay.
But it gets deeper.
Okay, let's go.
That's the song.
Let's go.
Because
I'm up right now.
Because Luda's road manager, everyone knows Rudy from the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Right. Well, her brother, JP, is Luda's current road manager. He's been Chris's road manager since like 2007, 2000. JP was dating this girl. Well, Drake shouted her out. Her name is Jade. On his very first album, because he always makes references to he makes a reference to somebody moving to Atlanta and becoming a wedding planner.
I know it's something.
So that's
another one. This girl is actually who JP ends up marrying. Okay.
So they are actually husband and wife. They got kids.
Yeah.
Right, but this wasn't the case in 2010.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Drake, we were doing shows. There were a few shows that we were doing where Drake would open up for us.
Yeah.
Where like imagine that now.
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Imagine Drake being opening act.
Opening for Luda. I mean, it makes sense, but it makes sense when you tell it. But like you said, looking at it like that, it's like
So we do a show. This is right after his first album comes out. Yeah. The album that got Fancy on it.
Okay.
His first joint. His first official joint. Yeah.
I remember being at sound check and Drake looking at JP kind of evil. But you know, I'm not really connecting the dots at the time because you know I like Drake's music.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, you know, like I like Best I Ever Had. You know, and I thought Fancy was kind of I was like, all right, this shit is all right.
Yeah.
But you know, I understand now that I know. Now that I hear the lyric about the wedding planning, and JP was like, yeah, you know, he used to my girl. Da, da, da. I was like, oh, that's why y'all exchanging dirty looks. Right?
Yeah.
So we're in Miami. You know, you got to remember this is when Chris had his Conjure Cognac that he was promoting real heavy, right? Like every other verse, that nigga was like, got the Conjure, da da da, right?
Yeah.
We're in Miami and we're in this sneaker store. The sneaker store called Air Traffic Control. On Miami Beach, right off of Collins. Me and JP, we walk in, and Drake and Chris, they're arguing. It's Drake got his chubs, you know, he had about six people with him.
Yeah.
And it was Luda and his security, just one guy, and then just me and JP.
Yeah.
You know, just upon seeing that there's tension, I mean, you know, just out of loyalty, you know, we
gotta like, what's going on?
Yeah,
we gotta
tighten up. Now you gotta tighten up,
right?
Yeah, you gotta tighten up.
And Drake said, I can't remember exactly what the fuck he said, but I know I said, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas. I'm from Detroit. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? But nothing happened. You know, now this was a case of
for sure
bunch of niggas arguing back and forth.
Niggas just arguing.
You know, but in case it had to go, like I was
had to be ready.
We were all prepared to do something.
Yeah.
But you know, we didn't want to tear up this
the
sneaker store
and cause the check.
right?
Yeah.
So after this confrontation, an emergency meeting was called. Shaka was in LA, or he was somewhere, but niggas made the call. Yo, you got to get to Miami, cause you know Birdman they want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot. It's a different one. Bird involved.
Right.
Yeah.
So we literally did a show in Miami, and then after the show, Shaka went to go meet up with Birdman, and you know they pieced it out.
Yeah.
But Drake was still kind of sending shots. You know, this was when what record Chris had at the My Chick Bad, where he was like, I fill her up, balloons.
Yeah.
You remember that? Drake would do interviews, and Drake quoted that lyric in one of his interviews. He was like, "Yeah, you know, I see people, you know, because it was some type of rap pattern that Big Sean had made popular at that time. You know, where you say something and then you know you add the next word to make that first line make sense.
Right.
So you know, Chris, I fill her up. Balloons, you know, you feel.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Not the most complex
thing, but it's trendy and
right.
cool. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So Drake, you know, you got people using the flow wrong, talking about fill her up, balloons, right? So they really had
took some. That was a personal shot.
Yeah. But the root of it all, over chicks.
Yeah,
sounds like Drake.
Right. That's why he in this predicament right now.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about
like
that
Drake.
for sure.
Yeah, sounds like Drake.
You know, he definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, hey, his track record. I don't have to say nothing. Like, you know, people know his MO.
Right. He a fan.
You know, like he's the most popular guy in the world. So you know, he can.
Just like you said about hits. Hits can make people overlook. Not the real though. I mean, you know what I'm saying, but it can make you know what I'm saying. You know, politics get involved, whatever. People just overlook all the flaw shit, all the flaw shit that people been doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if we learn nothing from the Diddy shit,
right.
God,
for sure.
Ooh,
like
man,
for sure.
Man,
for sure.
That's
that one clip when he was I'm a savage.
Oh yeah, I get everything I want.
I get whatever I want. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that shit.
That shit was real.
John was
It
cringy
didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
and it didn't age well.
Like
I was like, brother, they running back to that one. Like that's why I was like, we living in a time now to where the internet they gon' tell it. I know. Yeah, the internet gon' tell it.
Right.
So look, we gonna do something a little different on this. Normally on FLiP, we close out and end, and I say, hey, if you wanna. We not gonna technically close out because you gotta come back and we gotta finish this.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit you with what they used to do on TV. Stay tuned.
But real quick, can you put your social information?
Yeah. Please put your social everything.
I heard you say Bandcamp. If you can put that up,
as well. If you can
just so everybody can just tap in.
Tap in.
Twitch too.
Twitch,
Okay.
Twitch. Real quick.
You know, djjaycee.bandcamp.com.
Yep.
You know, I don't put stuff on there regularly.
For sure.
You know, because I kind of, you know, I kind of like to keep my stuff for
I
me.
got you.
I mean, you know, like I'm cool with a few people playing, you know, some of my edits.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, Jazzy Jeff played my I was actually gonna play it at the weekend joint that Can't Feel My Face, where I put it with the Nights Over Egypt.
Yeah.
You know, Jazzy Jeff latched onto that one immediately.
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, shit like that is cool.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you know you want to keep some sauce for yourself.
Absolutely, yeah,
you know
absolutely,
what I mean?
yeah.
So I don't really post there as much as I should. You know, like I could have started a Patreon page way back.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe I may
look into that.
Look into it because it's working for a few people. It works for a few people.
Yeah, it does.
You know, shout out to my B Man and DJ Swift and Nick Bike.
Yeah,
you know, it works for, you know. So I'm thinking about it.
You should definitely do that because I'm like, it's even if you just did it the way you go back and put archives if they want to see your stuff, like.
Yeah,
like people will pay to see that.
Yeah, bro, because we getting farther away from everything that you done told us today.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just, and then like I said, my nephew, he might turn on, and not him because he know better, but he might turn on TikTok and look at this DJ. They got mashing up songs that don't go together.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you know, that's what they say about all of us.
Yeah,
you know, man, them songs don't go together.
You know, for sure.
But some really don't.
Yeah, well, I'm saying without, you know what I'm saying, like on accident, like you know what I'm saying. But just for, like I said, we just getting farther away from. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying, from you people and gatekeepers like you versus, like I said, just turning on something and figure like, oh, okay, this it.
That's
no, the hell, fuck no.
Right.
Excuse me, you block that out later, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, no, like, it's not it.
Yeah,
like,
and
so,
they don't care about the culture, like how we, you know, because I mean, like, for me, this is like the culture. Like I said, I grew up, like,
for sure.
Like back in the 90s, like I was taping your stuff. Like,
okay, I wanted to ask you about that. Can we get just this last?
Yeah, real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you at Art Beats and Lyrics, you said that you listened to me like in what, 98?
Yeah, 98 late. It had to been the late 90s. Yeah, or 2000, somewhere in there. Yeah. Okay. So right in there. Yeah.
Okay, like what was it? I mean, I'm not asking you to quote a specific mix or anything, but like, what was it about whatever it was I was doing that caught your ear?
I'm gonna be, so this is before DJing anything. This is just me loving music.
Okay.
Cause like your pops, my dad had tapes, all sorts of stuff. So I grew up in church, and so I'm like music all day. My pops minister music, play keys and stuff like that. Okay. And so I'm like, I started listening to what he calls, I had to sneak and listen to it too, secular music, the radio.
Yeah.
And so I'm listening to the radio, and I'm hearing the mixes, and I'm hearing the blends and everything, and I'm like, I'm geeked out. I'm like, oh, what's this? So I might hear you, Nabs, like all the legends, like, and so I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like before understanding what breaking records, the whole culture, just breaking records, mashup, like it wasn't just like a specific thing. It was just the aura of what you all were doing at that time, and I was like, I'm gonna be real. Even at that time, I didn't know I was gonna be doing this, but it played a role in like, oh, like like.
Well, y'all used to put people in clubs, like people like kids.
Yeah,
they can listen to the radio at night.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. There's another thing too. They don't play radio. They don't play radio edits anymore. They don't really make them like they used to. But like I know for sure. Like I used to go to the basement. And I throw the radio on, you or that whoever was on that night, and we rocking and we rolling. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember my friend was saying the first time we heard Clarence Williams, I Be Stroking. I don't know who was playing that. You know? I mean, you know what I'm saying? But it was a diversity then, so you know, just pick back on what Chad saying for all this. I definitely was a kid that recorded shit off the radio.
Then like, especially I think even like just any of them, like Pastor Troy, any of the stuff that we heard like early on, like DSGB, like all sorts of stuff, the way the Down South Georgia Boy, like it was certain stuff, records that y'all were playing and breaking at that time to where I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm like, who are these? And then I would hear, oh, it's Jaycee, oh, DJ Naz. I'm like, I would hear, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So fast forward, when I really like get into the DJing stuff, boom, boom, boom.
What was your first piece of equipment?
First piece of equipment, my joint was, I didn't have a laptop or anything. I had the Newmark joint with the CDs. I can't even remember the name. CDs and the fader. It was just CDs and the faders. And so I was blending off the CDs. So that was my first. So I had to really honestly memorize. That's why I was telling them now I memorize BPMs and stuff, like not necessarily all the songs and stuff or melodies and stuff. And I'd be like, oh, okay, that's the song. But that was my first joint. I can't even think of what the name. What's the joint? It was like the Newmark joints, but it would have like, but it no laptop. Of course, it wasn't no laptop or nothing. And thank God my parents invested in me at the time, and they were like, "Yo, I see you trying to do it." But that's when I was like, "Yeah, I'm seriously gonna do this." And we had shot to Gerald Bird. We had something called the 3 o'clock groove. Okay. And he would let me let me DJ all the parties. And so yeah, that really got my foot in the door. And then fast forward, the work crew. Okay. I started hanging groove, with them. Okay. I was actually their videographer before. They didn't even know I DJ. I kept that quiet because I respected the culture so much. I was like, yo, I'm not even gonna say nothing. So Jaleesa them, shout out to my brother James Lewis, they had saw me doing, because my brothers right here, they had a show called Laundry Day, and they let me be the DJ. Okay. And so that brought me back into it. And so I never said, at the time I'm shooting for a video, I never mentioned to them what I was doing, but they saw it. And it's just because of the culture. I respected it so much. And all of that stuff, it hit me one day. I'm like, boom, all of that stuff I was listening to you all, that was contributing to what I wanted to be. Okay. You know what I'm saying? What I wanted to be. I just didn't know at the time, the younger age, I was like, I want to be a DJ. I wasn't saying that at that time. Okay. I wasn't saying that, but I was like, yo, whatever they're doing is crazy, and this is musically, I was like, I want to experience this. I want to see a concert. At the time, I really couldn't say what it was, but I was like, I want to experience whatever you all were doing. Right. And so it was just super cool to see all of that. And then it was just a moment, like I told you before, and I keep saying it, like, bro, none of us wouldn't be in this seat without the stuff that you did, like for real, like y'all paved the way for us. All of this, like I said, we call it edits now, mashups and stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all was doing that ahead of time. Yeah. Like the harder way. We got it real easy now. Like we got it. Like it's too easy. And
2 buttons, we good.
I'm like on the next interview, we could get into the whole STEM situation where it changes stuff for the DJs, but. Yeah, man, like we appreciate you. And I know other DJs that may not get the opportunity to spend with the legendary Jaycee. It's like, yo, they'll be able to say, yo, yeah, we agree. You'll see, we agree because, man, the stuff that you did and doing, I say did, like you doing, like
still going
crazy. Like, yo, like I'm like, I've literally, like I've said, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen, like live. Like what you did earlier, like I'm like, yo, this is just, but that's you just doing what you do.
Light work.
And we appreciate you. I know it's like, you might not like to hear it, but bro, we appreciate it. I was like, I gotta.
It's refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times people don't voice, you know, their inspirations.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of people, you know, on the current landscape.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, my DNA is all.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All
you know, but they, you know.
They won't say what it is.
You know, and I'm fine with it. I mean, not really, but
Yeah.
you know, I've learned, you know, just keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
And eventually, I mean, it may take longer than,
Yeah.
you know, but eventually.
If you're alive to see it.
Yeah.
If you're alive to see it, it's a blessing.
You know, and you know, to that I say, what a difference a year makes, because a little over a year ago, my life was headed in a different direction.
Yeah.
Where this wouldn't be possible.
I got you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, I was this close.
Yeah.
Like literally this close to making a decision where none of this would even. I definitely wouldn't be sitting right here.
Man, thank God you didn't.
Thank God, bro.
Best decision of my life.
For real. Thank God you did, man.
Thank God, bro.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you that what I told you before. I was like, dude, I was just so I'm gonna be honest what it was. And my wife will tell you, I was starstruck.
Oh man.
I really because she'll tell you, like, I really don't. I be around all the celebrities. I done did all of it. But people that I really admire, that I look up to, I be like, yo, this is like, I literally told her, I was like, yo, I want to ask him for a picture. Like, it was on, I'll be real, I'll put it out there. I ain't gonna, you know, because I was like, I really appreciate what you do, you know what I'm saying? So I had to tell you, it was like literally right before it set.
Yeah.
And you know, cause OG Blue, he know you and stuff like that.
It's so funny him call me OG too.
Yeah, so I was like,
I'm the only guy in the room.
He know you too. He know you. So he was like, yo, did you tell him about? I said, bro, I didn't get to tell him nothing. I was like, I was shook. I was starstruck. I was like, yo, but I had to tell you how much I appreciate you. Literally, right before you was going on, I had to tell you that because I was like, yo, like, I appreciate what you do, man. And yeah, man. So salute to you, man.
Salute to you. I know our connection, man. Shout out to I Lounge.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to
Johnny
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Shout out to the OG Precise.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. Major shout out
Scratch
to
Academy.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Scratch.
We got to talk about we gotta get into it.
That's why I'm saying, like, we really, I mean, we mean that. Please, like, if you like, whenever you come with, as soon as this rap, we gonna talk about the time and when you get back, cause we gonna drop this in parts, cause you know this is the longest episode
ever.
we had, but it was worth it. We wanted to make sure that happened
For sure.
So yeah, man. I think, look, man, we, like I said, peace and love, everybody. This been a very special episode, man, and like I said, man, we not closing out because we'll see you in a sec. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. You'll see the next episode in a minute. Like that. Peace and love, everybody.
But you know, I'm a man now, baby. A grown.
Still got some bones on the payroll. You niggas still taking care of. She with a P in the leg, the condo. We bout to eat my Giano. Up in the P-house, I'm beaming on narcos. Thinking I should take the Bronco. Okay, gotta go be there tomorrow. I'm selling out the Apollo. Inside my body is hollow.